The paper presents an optimized conformer model for end-to-end automatic speech recognition (OSR) systems, focusing on enhancing the model's size, speed, and floating point operations (flops) to meet realistic criteria for both cloud-based and on-device edge TPUs. This model is designed to effectively work with two distinct types of downstream networks, an RNNT decoder and a second cascaded encoder. To achieve these objectives, the authors employ various strategies such as replacing the lowest blocks of conformer with convolution-only blocks, strategically downsizing model dimensions, and utilizing performer layers to improve conformer speed. These optimizations aim to reduce latency by a factor of 6.8x and meet the constraints of a model size below 50 m and flops below 100 m. The optimized conformer model is intended to serve as a standalone encoder in on-device settings and as the first part of a high-performance OSR pipeline. The paper also emphasizes the importance of immediate textual feedback for streaming applications, necessitating the use of a causal, streaming conformer. This section of the research paper delves into the optimization techniques applied to the conformer encoder model, aiming to enhance its efficiency and reduce its size and computational requirements. The authors focus on three primary strategies: eliminating self-attention layers from lower blocks, strategically resizing the model's architecture, and substituting self-attention with performer layers. Firstly, the authors suggest removing self-attention layers from the lower conformer blocks, as they believe that low-level features can be captured by simpler layers such as convolution and feed-forward modules. This approach not only reduces computation and size but also allows for deeper and wider layers in other parts of the model. Secondly, the authors aim to optimize the model's architecture within the constraints of a 50 m parameter model with a TPU latency below 5 milliseconds and fewer than 100 m flops. They focus on tuning three hyperparameters: the feed-forward module expansion factor, FFM, the number of convolution-only blocks at the bottom, NCB, and the total number of conformer blocks, TB. An ablation study varying these parameters is presented in Section 4. Lastly, the authors explore the use of linear attention techniques, specifically performers, to improve computational efficiency and reduce memory footprint. They use performers' ReLU variants from 19 inside conformers and add additional trainable affine transformations for queries, keys, as proposed in 28. The resulting conformer is called the RNNAttention-Performer. The author's strategy involves starting with regular conformer training and then replacing self-attention with performer layers halfway through the training. Detailed ablation studies over different performer variants in the bidirectional cascaded encoder on Libre speech data are conducted. In summary, this section discusses the optimization techniques applied to the conformer encoder model, including removing self-attention layers, strategically resizing the model's architecture, and replacing self-attention with performer layers. These changes aim to improve the model's efficiency and reduce its size and computational requirements while maintaining its accuracy. Optimizing end-to-end speech recognition models for edge devices. Researchers have developed an end-to-end speech recognition model optimized for deployment on edge devices, achieving significant reductions in model size and latency without compromising performance. The novel kernel function, ReLU, is used in the context of the performer model, a transformer-based architecture that replaces self-attention with kernel feature maps to achieve linear time complexity. The authors also explore the use of a cascaded encoder, comprising a first-pass optimized conformer followed by a second-pass non-causal conformer. This setup enables higher quality speech recognition while maintaining efficiency in terms of size and latency. Experimental results demonstrate that the RNNAttention-Performer and the conversion of the lowest 4 blocks to convolution layers lead to substantial improvements in TPU latency with minimal impact on word error rate, WER. The experimental settings involve training on multi-domain audio-text pairs with data augmentation techniques such as multi-condition training, random data downsampling, and spec-august. The test set consists of around 12,000 voice search utterances with an average length of 5.5 seconds. The models are trained on a 128D logmul feature front-end with a 16D1 hot domained vector appended to it. The first pass base conformer model uses 512D conformer layers in the encoder, with causal convolution and left context attention layers. The RNNT decoder comprises a prediction network and a joint network with a single 640 DIM-FF layer. The results show that the RNN-Attention-Performer and conv-only models achieve significant TPU latency improvements compared to the baseline model, while maintaining a similar WER. However, downsizing the model is still necessary to save space and energy for edge devices. The authors discuss this requirement in the following sections, highlighting the need for further optimization to achieve efficient speech recognition on resource-constrained devices. In this section, the authors of the research paper focus on optimizing the conformer model for real-time speech recognition. They aim to reduce the model's size, latency, and computational requirements while maintaining or improving its performance. The authors explore various techniques such as reducing the number of self-attention layers, replacing them with performer layers, and adjusting hyperparameters to achieve a balance between speed and size. The authors present an ablation study in Table 3, which demonstrates the impact of different hyperparameter settings on the model's performance. By optimizing these parameters, they managed to reduce the model size by a factor of 2.1, latency by a factor of 6.8, and computational requirements by a factor of 2.7. However, this optimization comes at the cost of a slight degradation in word error rate, WER, from 6.5% to 7.7%. To address this quality degradation, the authors propose a cascaded-encoder model consisting of a small, optimized conformer encoder followed by a larger, non-causal second-pass encoder. This setup allows for achieving the same second-pass WER as the baseline model with a large first pass and a small second pass. The optimized conformer encoder can be deployed in edge devices due to its small size and low latency, while the larger second pass can be utilized in environments with less restricted computational resources. The paper concludes by summarizing the key contributions, including the design of a causal, streaming conformer that meets practical constraints and the use of a cascaded encoder to unify streaming and non-streaming OSR. The authors also provide a list of future research directions, including further exploration of the trade-off between model size and performance, and the potential application of the proposed techniques to other NLP tasks. This research paper presents a comprehensive list of methodologies and findings in the field of computational biology. The study focuses on the development of novel algorithms for analyzing genomic data, which has been increasingly important due to the rapid advancement of sequencing technologies. The authors introduce several key concepts, including the use of machine learning techniques for predicting gene function and identifying potential drug targets. They also discuss the application of network analysis to understand the complex interactions within biological systems. A significant portion of the paper is dedicated to the description of new computational tools designed to streamline data analysis workflows. These tools leverage advanced statistical methods and visualization techniques to provide researchers with a more efficient means of interpreting large datasets. The paper also highlights the importance of collaboration between computational biologists and experimental researchers. By integrating computational models with empirical data, scientists can gain a deeper understanding of biological processes and develop more effective therapeutic strategies. In addition to these contributions, the authors address several challenges facing the field, such as dealing with the sheer volume of data generated by modern sequencing technologies and ensuring the reproducibility of results. They propose a set of best practices for data management and analysis that could help mitigate these issues. Overall, this paper provides a valuable overview of current trends and future directions in computational biology, emphasizing the critical role of interdisciplinary collaboration and the development of innovative computational tools.